morning, y'all. Today is still October 24th, 2023. It's Tuesday evening. I'm heading to the gym again. And this video is not about any information that I'm offering you. It's not about, I'm not going to even say it's facts. This is just going to be us chopping it up. It's going to be a discussion. It's really more of me just asking questions. I'm not giving you answers to anything because I don't have the answer. These are just some questions that I've always had, and I still have, and I'm just bringing them to y'all to see what y'all think about the question and see what your answer might be. And it's about the afterlife and, life after death. Is there really life after death? Do we go somewhere else after we die? Is there a heaven or a hell? And if so, how do you know that? Is it fact-based or faith-based? There is no proof of life after death. Do you know somebody who been dead for a few years and came back? Ain't talking about these people that claim they died for a few minutes and they saw heaven and they came back after about 10 minutes. Well, I ain't talking about that. Do you know anybody that actually died for a while, lived in heaven, and then came back? I don't think none of us know that. Everything we think about the afterlife or life after death is something that we believe. It's not based on facts, it's based on belief. And according to what if you believe in the Bible, the Quran, whatever, it's based on what those books say. And your faith and your religious beliefs. It's not based on, you don't have concrete proof of anything after we die. If you've never died and came back and you still here. Now, like I said, there are some people that claim to have died and and say they died and saw heaven and whatever and they came back. And then the descriptions of heaven and God and after death don't make no sense. One, some of those people have described that they saw their loved ones dressed in robes and gowns and beautiful, garments or whatever. And people just be like, oh, praise Jesus. They just believe it on face value. But I told you, I've always been inquisitive. I always ask questions. I analyze everything. Maybe that's my problem. I don't know. But when I hear them say they saw their loved ones that had on robes and gowns and garments and blah, blah, all that type of stuff, I start asking questions like, but their spirits though. Once you leave here, supposedly, you're a spirit. Why does the spirit don't have clothes on? Why does the spirit have a gown on? What ain't no penis and no vagina. What, a spirit got a penis? A spirit got a vagina? What do they need a robe for? It's a spirit. I just be asking questions, like when people say stuff like that, they saw their loved one with gowns on, like what was the gown for? Or could that be a figment of your imagination because you already knowing as human beings, you're the place where humans will be wearing on the so-called spirit you claimed you saw. Humans will be robed or have garments on to cover up their private parts, so you just placing that on what you think is a spirit, but really just a figment of your imagination. Or something you made up, I don't know. I'm asking questions. I'm not giving any facts here. That's not what this is about. This is more of a question type video of me having the questions that I've had over the years that nobody's been able to answer definitively. I've gotten a lot of what people believe, but I ain't got because really there's no way to have proof. It's not possible to be able to prove these things. You can only believe it. You cannot prove it. And so I would like say, for instance, heaven. You read the Bible and whatever, and people other depictions of what heaven looks like, and you got streets made of gold. And Jesus said, in my Father's house there's many mansions. I go prepare a place for you. So, does the spirit need a house? A home? And why are there streets in heaven? What you gonna do on the street? You a spirit. Are there cars in heaven? Streets of gold. Why, that sounds like something that a man would make up to compare to what we have here on earth, and just made up. Heaven gonna have streets of gold. Why would heaven, a spirit world, have streets? Why would spirits have a mansion? What you gonna do with a mansion and you a spirit? Just questions I've always had. Now, like I said, I'm not sitting up here claiming anything. I'm not telling you what this is and this is what's gonna happen after death, and I don't know is what I'm telling you. I'm asking y'all these questions. I'm posing these questions to y'all. What do y'all think is true? Because I'm not telling you what's true because I don't know. I never died and came back. I'm telling you what I've heard over the year, what I've been taught. Just like the most of us, we just been taught this is what happened after death. You go to heaven and hell. You can see your loved ones again. You're gonna see Jesus, and we're gonna be in heaven. And then there's no time in heaven. So basically, you go to heaven, you're gonna be there forever. What y'all gonna? The ones that go to heaven, I'm gonna say y'all, us, we. I don't know if I'm going. I don't know. But say for the ones that feel they going to heaven, what you gonna do when you get there all day long for eternity? What's the game? What's on the itinerary? You just laying around lounging all day, forever, chilling? You ain't fishing. What are you doing? In heaven, forever, all day. There's no night. There's none of that. No changing of time. Time doesn't exist. No death. No nothing. No pain. So, I guess you're going to be just praising God all day? And is that something that God needs? God needs to be praised and worshiped all day for eternity? Why does he need that? Who wants to be praised and worshiped all day, every day for eternity, forever, non-stop? I ain't got to ask what's supposed to be happening in hell because they're going to be burning all day, so I ain't going to ask what they're going to be doing, the people in hell. But just the people in heaven, what's on the itinerary? What's on the schedule for eternity? What we going to do up there forever and ever in a day? No TV. You ain't watching TV. You ain't watching movies. You ain't fishing. You ain't doing none of the stuff we do here. So what did you do there? At least here you got 24 hours in a day, and your time can pretty much is occupied with stuff to do. But when you ain't got time no more, now what? How do you occupy eternity? Just questions I have. I'm just asking these questions. I ain't trying to be funny. I really have these questions. I've had these questions for years, and nobody has been able to answer them. No pastor, whatever. All they can give you is what the Bible says. Or the Quran. That's all they can do is quote that. They don't know. They're saying they know, but they're basing it off their faith, not off their witness. Something they've seen with to themselves. Only according to what the book say heaven is and what we're gonna do when we die. That you're going to heaven. You're going to heaven or hell. Nobody knows. Well, I don't know that. Some of y'all may claim to know it because the Bible says. And that's enough for you. That's enough for you to believe what it's going to be. You don't need to see no proof, no evidence, no nothing. The Bible said it, and that's what it is. Even though the Bible was written who knows how long ago by who knows who. That's what you believe. So I'm asking y'all, the ones who believe that, why does the spirit need a home? Or a mansion? Why do you need all that? Why a mansion? Why not just a regular crib? A 2-bedroom? Why a mansion? Ain't that materialistic? You're not supposed to be concerned about mansions here, but you got mansions in heaven. Having a mansion here, that's vanity. Wanting a mansion. Why you need a mansion? That's what people would say. Why you need a house that big? Why one man need a 10-bedroom house? You need a mansion. Why you need? That's what you say here. Why you need that? But in heaven you got mansions and streets made of gold. If somebody here on earth had streets made of gold, say Donald Trump, they tell me he had a gold toilet. What do you need a gold toilet for? So If a man was on earth and he just had the streets in front of his house paved in gold, y'all would be talking about all these hungry folks, all these poor folks, you out here spending money on gold streets. That's what y'all would say. But in heaven, you got streets made of gold. For what? There ain't no cars in heaven. You ain't walking in heaven because you're a spirit. Spirits don't walk. Or do they? Do they have legs? I don't know. I'm asking. It's milk and honey and all that. So do spirits eat? They eat food. They eat with milk and honey. Or whatever they're supposed to have to eat, and streets are made of gold. And the guy, I think it was Ezekiel in the Bible, said he saw God, and God he sat on a throne, and his gown, his robe covered the whole, like the building wherever God was in. Like, God was inside of wherever he was in. God was in the building, sitting on the throne, and his throne and his gown, his train or whatever, you know what a train is on a gown or a robe or whatever, like a king's train, it filled the whole building. So God got on clothes too. And God sitting down, God have a need to sit down. Was he tired? Anyway, these are just common sense questions to me that most people are scared to ask. Well, I'm asking them, and I'm trying to see if y'all have the answers to them. Because I certainly don't. I'm not sitting here claiming that I know what happens after death, because I don't know. It could be the heaven story and what the Bible said could be true. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not saying there are not streets of gold made in heaven and that God sat on the throne with a long robe on. I'm not saying that ain't true. I'm saying I don't know. I can't verify that for you. That's all I'm saying. Is those stories true? Possible. All I'm saying, I can't verify it. Can you? How do you know what happens after death other than what the Bible says? Other than what the Bible, take the Bible out of it, because that's the only thing we got. And that ain't, I don't see how that's proof. Just my opinion, though. If you believe it's proof, that, hey. But then if that is proof, like I said, in the Bible, it speaks about the streets of gold. It speaks about the mansions, many mansions. So I'm asking, why would a spirit need a mansion? When on earth, if you got a mansion, it's vanity, but in heaven, you got a mansion. Everybody got a mansion. You walk around the streets of gold. While you walking, wouldn't spirits be floating? I don't know, man. I don't know. It makes me wonder. I don't know about y'all. My mind just won't, that just won't grasp onto my mind those things that I've read and been taught throughout my life about life after death and where we go in heaven, and my mind just won't grasp that. Maybe something wrong with me. I'm too much of a heathen to get it. I don't know, but I don't get it. I'm not in a hurry to find out either. If it takes me I ain't in a hurry to die to go find out. I don't want to know that bad. But I was just wondering how does the living, which is us, living people, how we know what happens when you're dead and we living? Only dead people would know that, and they dead. They ain't coming back and telling nobody. Some people say I saw my grandma, I saw my mom. She came back and she was standing on my bed. She had on a blue dress, or he had on some, whatever he had on. But I'm like, so your grandma a spirit, but she had on a dress. Anyway, your granddad a spirit, but he had on some Wranglers and some, boots. And he was surrounded by light and whatever, because y'all, we gotta have that white light. But they got on clothes, but they spirits. Like, spirits got penises and vaginas and breasts and stuff like, I don't know, man. That's flesh, ain't it? Flesh need clothes. I ain't no spirits need clothes to cover up their nakedness, cause that's what the clothes were for on earth, cover our nakedness. So a spirit naked too? Y'all, I think too much, I guess. But anyway, I done made it to the gym. It was just something on my mind. I don't know, man. If I knew I probably would already be a multimillionaire if I knew the answer to this question. So I'm just running it down by y'all, see if y'all happen to have an idea. What happens after death? What we gonna do in heaven? I ain't gonna say we, because I don't know if I'm going. If it is in heaven, most likely the life I done live, I probably ain't got no ticket there. But for the ones who feel like they're going to heaven, when you get to heaven, what y'all gonna do? For eternity in heaven. Is y'all just gonna, for eternity, worship God? Y'all gonna be chilling in your mansions, strolling on the streets of gold? What are y'all gonna do in heaven? Sit by the rainbow and by the brooks and listen to the waterfalls and what? What y'all gonna do? And the people that's going to heaven. What you gonna do when you get there? Have y'all ever thought about what you gonna do when you get to heaven? I'm gonna get to see Jesus, and I can't wait to see Jesus. That's what I heard on some of the videos I was watching about this subject. And the people talking about they can't wait to see Jesus, and they want to hug him and see his face, and all this type of stuff. But that don't take a few minutes. Then what? We're gonna worship him all day, whatever. Ain't no all day and night, but we just gonna worship him for eternity. So Jesus and God wants just gonna be sitting there and just letting y'all worship him for eternity. Y'all would get on my nerve. It'll get on my nerve if somebody worshiping me all the goddamn time. Just me. It'll get on my nerve. Like, y'all go somewhere. Get out of here. Y'all go outside and play. Y'all done worshiped enough. I'm tired of it. I don't know. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day, man. Let me know what y'all think. If you don't mind, if I ain't ran y'all off with this video. Y'all have a good day.